Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I saw this story this morning, and I was trying to wait for more details to come out, but nothing has changed. But the story is out of Thomaston, Connecticut. Shout out Thomaston. It's about this guy right here. This is 37-year-old Richard Blood. And this guy was arrested for kidnapping, assault of a sexual nature. And this guy kidnapped a relative. This woman was a relative. Now, they haven't said what her relationship was to him. You know, I guess to keep her privacy, they haven't named her either. But this guy right here got drunk and went out on a tirade. People do crazy things when they're under the influence. No matter what they do, it's still unforgivable. Take a look at this story and we'll come back and talk about it.
At 10 o'clock with a horrific crime in Thomaston where police say a woman was kidnapped and sexually assaulted by a family member. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Erin Connolly. Investigators say all of this happened while children were nearby. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Hector Molina is live in Thomaston tonight with the details. Hector.
Well, Aaron, this case is really sending shockwaves throughout a very small town here in Thomaston. Police say that the victim was taped down and held against her will while she was physically and sexually abused. Now, I read through the warrant, and just to warn you, some of the information you're about to hear may be disturbing.
I would never expect it to happen like in a town like this. I mean, I've lived here for about 2 years. I haven't even heard any crime at all.
Thomaston police say this man on your screen, 37-year-old Richard Blood, is charged with kidnapping and sexually assaulting a woman at his home on Cables Lane early Saturday morning. The warrant says his kids were home at the time and sleeping upstairs. Thomaston police say when they arrived at the home, they heard a woman screaming and yelling about the duct tape that was in her hair. Police say she ripped through the tape to make the 911 call. When describing what happened, she told police she was arguing with Richard and had a seizure. The warrant says when she woke up, she saw that her hand and feet were bound together by duct tape. She said tape was also tied around her head, mouth, and nose. According to the warrant, Richard also held the victim down with one hand and punched her with the other, then proceeded to sexually assault her. In the warrant, the victim is quoted saying, "I thought he was going to kill me, and I was going to wake up in a hole, dead." Richard Blood now faces several charges that include second-degree sexual assault, kidnapping, and strangulation. We spoke to a woman who declined to show her face, but says she was appalled to hear of the incident.
It's absolutely disgusting that people can do that to another person. It happens more often than you would even think about, but it's just every time it's still awful.
All right, guys, that's the story of this man called Richard Blood, age 37, out of Thomaston, Connecticut. Now, it says that she was a family member, and of course, for privacy concerns, they won't announce who she was. But from what I understand from this thing, I don't know if you guys got the same thing. It seems like she was over there visiting. They got into an argument and he was already drinking. And she said she had a seizure, and that's when he tied her up and did all of that stuff to her. Now, said she woke up, got to arguing with him. Said he was on top of her, holding her down, punching her in the face or whatever. And said he was charged with kidnapping. That's the part that I don't get. So I guess because he put her in bondage and restrained her inside his house, that still counts as kidnapping. I guess that it has to be what it means. But I mean, this guy, man, alcohol make people do crazy stuff. It do. That's why I never drank. I mean, I don't like the taste of it, but either way, man, I mean, shouldn't have happened. This dude, I think they had existing issues, like inner issues with each other. He had an inner issue with her, to where he would do all of that because he did this when his kids was there. Now, I know he probably was in a drunken rage or whatever, but a lot of times when people be drunk, a lot of how they really feel about you come out. You know what I'm saying? And I think this might have been the case with this woman. Either way, she had a seizure. Instead of rendering aid, he, regardless of the argument, he tied her up. That's savagery. She said she had tape on her nose and her mouth. She could have died. threw up on herself, anything could have happened. But I mean, people don't see it like that when they doing the crimes that they do. And they said this is a small town. They wouldn't expect anything like this to happen. Why wouldn't you? You got a man, you got a woman. People, socialize there. Alcohol's there. You mix any substance that can get you drunk or high. Anything can liable to happen anywhere. I don't know where people get that, but I'm gonna tell you something. It's not funny, but the lady said, "I thought I was gonna wake up in the hole dead. If you were dead, you wouldn't wake up." But I mean, that's trying to make light of a messed up situation. This guy did this with his kids there. She up there screaming, he fighting on her. The children there said he sexually assaulted her. No excuse for that. So, I mean, he's where he's at. Police came. Hey, just put the cuffs on me. So, he ain't denying it or whatever. But I mean, I bet he's regretting his actions now. Under no circumstances, if you get into it with somebody, a normal person, it ain't got to go to blows after somebody done had a seizure. So, I mean, he was probably drunk out of his mind. But I mean, should have been fighting on her any damn way. But my thing is this, if that's a family member, where was your wife or your girlfriend at? But then again, he might have lived alone. His kids were just over there. Just weird that happened like that. He said it was a relative, never named who she was, but they said she was doing fine. She had visible marks on her. Now, I looked up this article and I was trying to read and see, because it said it had some graphic stuff in the arrest affidavit. I couldn't find the arrest affidavit, but I tried to look at the articles and they said basically what the video I showed you said, so it wasn't nothing new with it. But there was one part in the article that said, let me see if I can get this back up here for you guys. The article had said that give me 1 second. I am prepared. I usually rehearse this stuff, but I am so sorry, guys. Right here. It says he was charged with kidnapping, 2nd degree, unlawful restraint, 1st degree, sexual assault, 2nd degree, threatening in the 2nd degree, strangulation and suffocation in the 1st degree. I guess that's because she had the tape over her mouth. It said assault, 3rd degree, and breach of peace, 2nd degree. I don't even know what breach of peace is. But it says when police responded to the home on Cables Lane early Saturday morning for reported domestic violence, they said they heard her screaming and yelling about the duct tape in her hair. They said when they responded on location, they found a female whose hands and legs, mouth and nose had been bound in duct tape. So they found her while this guy, she was still tied up. So she told her that blood tied her up in duct tape, and then he assaulted her and sexually assaulted her. So people get what they get in life, man. You know what I'm saying? Under no circumstances, no matter what he was going through, sometimes as a man, you just got to walk out. You know what I mean? She was there with the kids. I don't know what caused this argument, but he looking hella stupid right now. And once you put alcohol in the equation, regardless of if you were sober or not, if you drank, you're going to always look bad. But I mean, things are what they are. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Alcohol and violence don't mix, man. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.